why we cling to outcomes and how to free yourself. This is a 5-part series kind of situation here. I did a few more videos on detachment, but I feel like this whole year that just started actually, it's been about acceptance, detachment. And I've been practicing detachment for a long time, but I keep failing many times. So I think it's very important to like keep talking about it, because that is one of the most important things to manifest the things that we want, the relationships, the careers, the jobs, the life that we want. So let's talk about it. Have you ever wondered why actually we do get attached to specific outcomes? And why do we tie our happiness to things going exactly as we imagined? Getting attached to specific outcomes, it's rooted in control, which is rooted in fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. And this is a survival mechanism that we have learned since childhood. But now, as adults, this actually holds us back. And not only that, but it's causing us anxieties and limiting our ability to adapt. Because being adaptable, it's extremely important. Being flexible, it's extremely important. You cannot have a relationship if it's my way or the highway. It's going to be one-sided relationship, and the other party will feel ultimately unfulfilled and unhappy. And so we need to learn to be adaptable and flexible. But even with hobbies, if you are refusing to try a new hobby because you're afraid of failure, guess what? You are going to miss on a lot of opportunities for growth and for joy, because maybe going and trying that hobby, you're going to meet new friends, a person you're supposed to be with. You're going to learn a skill. You're really going to like it. And maybe you're going to be really good at it. Not from the first time, of course. You're going to fail a bunch of times. You're going to be bad at it, but then you're going to get good at it. We have to have that learning mindset, like a student mindset. When I started ice skating, I'm horrible at ice skating, but I love it so much. So I went ice skating and I kept falling and falling. And I'm sure you all went to ice skating. But what happens after the third, fourth time? You get better and better. I never skated in my life. So how that could be a reflection of my value or my worth, it's just I didn't learn it yet. Okay, here's how to break free from outcome attachments. Number one, identify the root cause. So ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Maybe your fear of failing in your career means you're not good enough. Maybe you are thinking you're not good enough, and you failing in your career will prove that you're not good enough, will prove to yourself. But ask yourself, is this really true? And there are a lot of videos on YouTube, and I can do one on how to handle these limiting beliefs. We're not going to go over that in this video, but when you question these fears, you often realize they're based on something in the past, usually in your childhood, or someone said something, and you have that ingrained in you, or the society. This is a programming from childhood, and you have to bring it into the light. Everything that's in the dark, these are our shadows, and if we bring them into light, we are going to diminish their value and their strength and their grip on us. So anything that we bring to light, it will heal. We have to give love to these parts. These are the disowned, unloved parts of us, and we need to give them love. But understanding your underlying fears, it helps you to take steps towards overcoming them. Step number 2, challenge your beliefs. Is this outcome truly the only path to happiness? We all have to identify what success means for us, because sometimes we want success like this other person just because they have it, and we don't. But maybe success for you, it's not the career. Maybe it's having a family and children. Maybe it's both. Maybe you're not going to be the CEO. Maybe you really don't want to be the CEO and spend all day and night in the office. You want to be back by dinner. You have to identify, what are your beliefs about success? Maybe that belief that career and family doesn't go hand in hand is antiquated. Question it, challenge it. Expanding your definition of happiness allows for greater fulfillment. And also, true success, very often, it's about inner peace, not external achievements. Number 3, shift your mindset from results to learning. What you're learning in the process. A student who views grades as the sole measure for their intelligence may feel deflated by one bad score. But another student who is focused on learning enjoys the process and improves over time because he's not focused on, oh my God, I got to study because I'm going to fail and have all this stress and fear and anxiety, but he's focused on love learning. I want to learn about this thing. And you are going to do with more ease. And not only that, but you are going to absorb better because you're not going to have that anxiety. And even if you fail and you don't have the perfect score, you know what? I tried. I'm learning still about this thing. I'm going to do better next time. There's this concept of fixed mindset and growth-oriented mindset. Growth-oriented mindset says that you can learn with practice, patience. Fixed mindset is, I'm not good at math. No point of trying. And if you have the growth mindset, it makes challenges so much more easier and less intimidating. The more you embrace learning, the more resilient and adaptable you become. Step number 4, celebrate your progress. We're all guilty of that, right? We just go on and we want to achieve. But we forget to celebrate the small steps along the way. Small wins along the way matter a lot more than the final destination. Why? Because it is the process, and we have to enjoy the process. That's why we are on this earth, to enjoy our life here and now. Maybe we don't have now the careers and the money that we want. Maybe there are things still we want to achieve. Of course, that's why we are on this earth, to grow and to achieve and to become who we are meant to be. But if we don't enjoy the process, what would be the point of being 60, 70-year-old and then we're like, oh, I achieved what I wanted, and looking back, oh my gosh, I was miserable in the process. How are you going to feel then? Take life for what it is. It's a journey. Enjoy it. Learn to flow with it. But you cannot flow if you're attached to something. Imagine river of life. I always use this analogy. And you're holding to a tree. You have to let it go. You have to learn to detach, not attach yourself to a tree. Let it go. Let yourself flow. You might bruise yourself. Of course, you're going to bruise yourself, but you're going to heal and learn your lesson and move on. So acknowledge the small wins. I don't know in America, in the schools, if they have that, but back in Bulgaria, in gym class, we had this rope, and the rope had knots along the way. So each time you climb, you go to a certain knot, you're like, whew, okay, 5 more to go. And again, and each time you're like, oh my God, thank God. So imagine your goal is there and you have milestones along the way. So celebrate those. And by acknowledging the small victories, you stay motivated. Celebrating progress keeps you engaged and makes the journey enjoyable. So letting go of outcome attachment, it's not easy, but it's worth it. When you free yourself from these expectations that you impose on yourself, you make room for the unexpected blessings that the universe will bring your way. This is for today's video. I'll see you next time. Ciao.